Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Master Tech and I am Santosh. How are you all? I am fine. Where we are dedicated to helping educators like you teach like a champion. Today we are diving deep into the renowned teaching methodology to provide you with a comprehensive understanding of its principles, strategies and how you can apply them effectively in your classroom. So if you are ready to elevate to teaching game and create an inspiring learning environment for your students, keep watching. Okay, now let's go to the topic. Who was the Queen of Sheba? For 13th centuries, the Queen of Sheba has baffled people. According to the Bible, Queen of Sheba visited King Solomon with the rare gifts. But the question is, how far can one believe the Bible? Did you she really exist? And if she really exists, then where was the land Sheba? Was the Queen of a noble woman, a witch, or simply a seductress? Did she marry Solomon? Was Haile Selassie the last emperor of the Ethiopia, the direct descendant of a union between the queen and the kingdom Solomon? Innumerable questions surrounded the personality of Queen of Serbia, and the field is open to controversy research till now. The name of Queen of Sheba first appeared in the Bible in the 10th chapter of the first book of Kings. Her story is told in the following way. And when the Queen of Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon concerning the name of the Lord, she came to probe him with the hard question, and she came to Jerusalem with a very great train, with camels, the bare spices, and very much gold and precious stones. King Solomon answered Queen of Sheba till she was not satisfied. At last she was pleased with his answer, and presented him with her gifts of gold, spices, and precious stones. After that she returned to her own country with her servants. The same story is repeated in the 9th chapter of 2nd book of Chronicles, although with short changes. Despite the extensive accounts of Queen of Sheba, both the books in the Bible do not mention anything about Sheba's countries, her race, her name, or about her appearance, while in the Gospels of St. Matthew, Jesus speaks of the Queen of South who came from away parts of the earth to test wisdoms of Solomon's. The Bible stops any further information about Sheba, and because her name has been mentioned in the Bible, people took it for granted that a chapter existed by the name of Queen of Sheba. But the pertinent questions could not be answered. Example, who was she from? Where did she come? Because such questions were not answered in the Bible, the name of Queen Sheba remained a mystery of 13th centuries. The question arises whether Bible can be taken as a base for historical truth. The first half of the first book of Kings is the story of 40 years of kings, and this written the story of King Solomon. It is assumed that the story of King Solomon must have been written shortly after his death, so there must some historical truth in the text. According to the Bible, Queen Sheba visited Solomon when he was the peak of his power. His guardians controlled all roads from the Euphrates in Sinai desert and from the Red Sea to the Palmer. The visit of Queen Sheba is specially mentioned. When she arrived, Solomon had completed great temple, the royal city of Jerusalem. Queen of Sheba saw his wisdom and power and was greatly impressed. She gave the king 120 talents of gold and a great store of spices and precious stones. As she gave these things to the fishing, historians often guess that she must have visited the place for commercial agreements, and it is her that the book of King fails. It says nothing about the partial aims of her visits. It says that they merely exchanged gifts and departed. As far as fact on about Solomon matters, the Bible gives enough evidence. According to the Bible, Solomon was the son of King David. He killed his eldest half brother Arjuna. Solomon returned peace in his kingdom by raising a great army of 12,000 horsemen and 14,000 war chariots. He consulted his rule over the tribes of his kingdom. He formed alliances with his neighbors and a sentimental alliance he married. He also married the daughter, the Pharaoh of Egypt. Solomon took the help of Phoenicians of traded extensively. He sent 10,000 men a month to work in the mountains of Lebanon. At home, he had 70,000 Kudares and 80,000 quarrymen working on his great temple. Solomon accumulated so much gold that he used it to cover the walls of the great temple of the glory of Jehovah. He himself sat on the throne of a ivory laid with gold. He also ate in gold utensils. Queen of Sheba also heard of such wealth. She was intrigued by the wealth and splendor of King Solomon, and hence she paid a visit to the king. The Bible. In the 19th century, she played another role in Gustav Flaubert Temptation of a Saint Anthony, began in 1846 and completed in 1874. The queen is made to represent lust. She attempts to woo the hermit Antony, the designer tips. First she tempts him with her wealth, and when she fails in her attempts, then she tempts him with her body. When Antony is not tempted by her physical charms also, then she reveals a deformed foot and goes away. When in the Quran, the queen is called the court of King Solomon after an exchange of letters between them. In the Jewish book of Esther, she is supposed to have met the king in a room with a glass floor. She has hairy feet in the story. This hairy feet in the later stories transforms into a hairy body, a mark of the demon. In addition to all these stories, some of Jewish stories also identify the queen with Lilith. A dynamic suggests this concept is perhaps borrowed from Assyrian and Babylonian myths. According to the Islamic myth, Solomon married a Sheba. He converted her into Muslim and married her. She is called Bilqis is Islamic tradition. The temple of the moon in Yemen is often called the Herman Bilqis, meaning the place of Bilqis, the queen, the inference of obviously to the queen of Sheba. The view about Queen of Sheba had hardly undergone a change in the 20th century. She remains seductive. W.B. Yeats often portrayed her sexual and secular nature. Her name is mentioned in Rudyard Kipling's stories and is John Dawes Paxo's novel. Three Soldiers in 1934, French journalist Andrew Marcus claimed to have discovered her white city while flying over the desert of southern Arabia. What he saw nobody could comprehend. Some ancient writings point the Arabian kingdom bordering the Red Sea as her kingdom. Legends and myths surrounded her name. In fact, the birth of her name can be traced to Genesis, where it was not a place but a person, a descendant of Benos or son Sem, the father of the Semites Sebastian and her 12 brothers. The name of the brother were adopted by people and placed in Arabia. Till 6th century AD, Asmoth, Sheba, Ma in a Quataban were combined together. Out of these four, the place Sheba was the biggest. Frankincense and myrrh trees were grown on the mountainous slopes of country. Trade from the basic of these trees, a Greek historian Diodorus Siculus, 1st century BC, described the riches of capital city. The natives of Seba worshipped the sun, the moon, and Venus. The system government by priest kings was similar to the Sumerian system, and the writings alphabet were similar to those Phoenicians. Temple of the Moon had it do something with the name of the Queen of Sheba. Sheba was protected from all sides by desert. In 25 to 24 BC, Roman army under Alexius Gallus lived Sibe, but many soldiers died from the hot heat and thirst. It was Woodley for centuries later that region could again be attacked. The day of Seba appears in classical writings to Herodotus, Strabo, Pliny the Elder, and Diodorus Siculus all mention Sheba. There are lots of tales about the Queen of Sheba, but hardly any facts emerge about the Sheba land that the place. Many of the stories which surrounded her far away from rationality, her mysteries still attracts and haunts the people. Okay friends, now let's into the story. Okay, see you, bye. Okay friends, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and click the bell icon. Share your friends. See you another video. Bye. Take care.